Good afternoon, everybody. Very excited for these joint practices. It's one thing to, put them on the schedule, and a lot of planning goes into this. But I just have to say, the Browns organization and mainly Kevin Stefanski and his staff, who you do these things are as important as actually getting them scheduled. And I think he's, just phenomenal. I got so much respect for him. Detailed, organized, but he's got a great way about him. Great to work with. I think we're going to get two really good days of work in here. Did want to provide an update on J.J. McCarthy. He did, undergo surgery actually this morning on that meniscus. It was led by our team doctor, Dr. Chris Larson at TCO. It was a successful procedure, but it did reveal that a repair was necessary. Which will end JJ's 2024 season. As crushed as I am for our team and the excitement that we had in our building, I know our fan base felt the same way, especially after seeing him perform really well the other day at US Bank Stadium. I'm the most crushed for JJ, but as our fans either have already come to find out or will in the future, this guy is so motivated and so dialed in. As excited as I was to draft him, he's confirmed everything that I hope to see, not only early on through training camp, through his performance last Saturday, but he should, our fan base and everyone should just be, excited about the fact that we've got our young franchise quarterback, I believe, in the building, and now it's about the unique aspect of continuing a very critical development process for him, where maybe the physical reps aren't going to be there in the short term, but this is going to be a small bump in the road. Other quarterbacks in our league have gone through similar things early on in their journey and came back stronger and better than ever, and that is not only my expectation, I know that is going to happen for JJ. So we'll have a great plan for him, not only in the quarterback room with those other guys, but a process so him and I can continue to build our rapport and make sure there's a day-to-day football process. But early on, most importantly, it's going to be about that rehab and the physical aspect of working his way back, and expect him to make a full recovery, and really proud of our medical team, Tyler, the doctors, and really just just the way everything was handled, from JJ coming in and reporting some soreness to where you end up being here today making an announcement like this. A lot of people that I trust and I wholeheartedly believe are the best in the business are going to be right there side by side with JJ to get him right back on track. I think, as far as our football team, I think our football team is excited about this season. Our football team has been and will continue to be excited about Sam Darnold and what he's been able to bring. Great 2 days of work here for him this week before we continue on with our preparations for the opener. And I can't wait to see Sam not only these next 2 days, but continue to just stack some really, really good days and showing ultra comfort in our offense. Have really been a bright spot to go right along with what J.J. McCarthy had done early on in camp as well. So excited for these 2 days. Great to be here with Kevin and his group, and really good football team in all three phases to test where we're at.
Kevin, what can you get out of this year?
Oh, honestly, it's checking the boxes of the physical part of it. There is no question in my mind the physical talent that J.J. has, and even just, for some of you guys that saw him from day one back in the spring until really Saturday night, the transformation of a really, really good player had really started to really look like an NFL quarterback, and just the work he puts in and the commitment to every aspect of the organic way he's learning how to play quarterback in the National Football League. And I meant what I said, no ceiling, no floor. I really believe that, JJ's kind of confirmed to me and a lot of our coaches and players that we got the right guy in the building for the future, and he did it in a short amount of time. So it's what makes this news hard, because just how exciting it would have been daily, minute-to-minute process moving forward. But I think that optimism should be felt by anybody in our building and hopefully our fans, although they're not going to get to see him for a short period of time now.
talked to him since the operation? If so, what was that conversation like?
I have not gotten a chance. I texted with him early this morning and obviously last night, and he's just been of the mindset that this is just a temporary thing, regardless of what really news he woke up to as far as what they did to make sure he was healthy moving forward. He's just excited to get back in the quarterback room, get back around the guys, and really outside of the physical reps, there's multiple, to Mark's question, there's just so many ways that now that the physical side and the path to physically playing the position the way we want is clearly there, and it's now the really stress mentally above the neck where, how many ways and different sequences and different environments can we put him in that we can get as close to those reps as possible so that, he has a seamless transition when that time's right.
What is the timeline? When will he be back in the building?
Well, yeah, this is all of his rehab. As I said, he had the procedure at TCO with Dr. Lars, and so I imagine he'll be back in the building immediately. And then when we return home post game, I expect to see him each and every day. He obviously fulfills his rehab requirements, and knowing JJ, it'll be those requirements, and then times it by about 3 or 4, and on the football side, it'll probably be the same thing.
What's the plan for Sam this week, his workload, and was it impacted at all by the status of JJ?
No, it really wasn't. We're going to get a pretty good amount of work, ones versus ones out here the next 2 days. It's one of the things that I love about these joint practices. It's not just the team reps. It's not just the 7-on-7. We'll have one-on-ones, receivers going against DBs and quarterbacks throwing. We'll have tight ends and running backs clearly working together. So you get basically the game feel. We don't go to the ground. There's no tackles, but it's incredibly physical. And so for Sam and really all of our quarterbacks, we've got a good plan in place for Saturday for the game. I don't believe Sam will play in that football game. Expect him to get a heck of a good amount of work right out here on this field.
There have been a bunch of different hurdles, and all individual going back to the summer. Just like, how have you managed just the whirlwinds that have been in a lot of different aspects?
Yeah, Alec, my job is to, be authentic and be the same guy every day. And I hope you guys have really believed me when I said I'm really excited about this football team. There's no question. I'm not going to stand up here and say that I'm not disappointed, for JJ more so than anybody, just because of just how much fun, and then selfishly for me, how much fun I'm having coaching him on the grass every single day. That's still going to take place. But yeah, there's been some things that, as I've said before, your culture and your foundation of your locker room and your people in your building are tested in moments of adversity. It really didn't just begin this summer. It's been a stretch now where I think we've proven to ourselves within the walls of the building, and hopefully, to our fan base, that we're ready to withstand and persevere and overcome. Still, the same excitement and joy I have coming to work every day is never going to change. And if anything, it just gives you more motivation to attack it and make sure that I'm doing my job as best as I can possibly do it for all these players and coaches.
Last few questions. How have you seen just Sam take on the leadership role of this offense as a guy coming in with a lot of guys who are already established here?
Yeah, I think it's been a process at which, as his ownership of the offense has really gotten to a really good place already. I think he's been able to, from an X's and O's standpoint, lead, which we need our quarterback to do. But at the same time, I think it's just his comfort in how we've built the atmosphere for all of our quarterbacks, whether it's Sam or JJ. I think it's allowed those guys to have a lot of runway, a lot of ability to just match their work ethic and their daily grind that puts them in a platform that their teammates see it. And then ultimately just going out and doing their jobs. And you stack enough of that together, it starts and looks and sounds like leadership. It starts to feel like that. And then as we get more work together in these competitive environments, starting today, stacking what I thought was a really good performance by Sam to start the game in 12 plays the other day, that's what I'm looking for. And I want Sam to continue to feel comfortable in that role.
Health-wise, do you expect like Tunyon, Gabe Murphy? I know Dallas didn't practice Monday, but where are you at with?
Yeah, there's for the sake of time, I will say Dallas will practice today. he, it was kind of a thing where we wanted to make sure he'd be good for these 2 days for sure. So we gave him the night on Monday. You won't see Gabe, you won't see Robert. Shaq's still working his way back. Obviously, we still have TJ and Najee that are kind of have a goal in mind, and they're working their way there. But we've got a lot of other guys who you'll see suited up that maybe have not been. Aaron Jones will be back. Grenard will be back, as they both were Monday night. So we'll have a really good group of guys out here. You're always hoping that you get 2 healthy teams when you have these joint practices, and that's my expectation today. Is we'll have some real competitive work.
Your level of trust, Kevin. Your level of trust in as a backup, Nick Mullins now.
Yep.
Is clearly your number 2 guy now.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why we felt so strong about, I know we had some rep charters out there in this group, and if you were charting, you would see that it was Sam and JJ basically took all the reps for the better part of the last 3 weeks by design, knowing that Nick Mullins is a guy that, in many ways, he's not just another capable guy in that quarterback room. He is providing context and experience and understanding of our offense on a daily basis that adds to Josh, Grant, Wes, myself. His experience last year I thought was critical. I think he learned that he could be an explosive driver of our offense, and also had some lessons of, taking care of the football and trying to make sure we're playing aggressively but not over the line to where you put the ball at risk of being turned over. And I think the team's excited about Nick because of, like many of us, we've gone through the ups and downs, but he's in a position to really be a guy we can rely on and be a snap away. But he'll clearly start getting a lot more reps as we now prepare him to be ready to be one snap away.
Last one today. You learned a lot about JJ's competitiveness in training.
Yeah.
You're going to learn about them now.
I don't think there's going to be much. I think that's why we all can be very, very confident about the future, because I would not stand up here and tell you that a lot of boxes have been checked in my mind and in JJ's mind if that was not true. I think you guys know me well enough by now to know that. So that's my, they're as disappointed as I am that, JJ's not going to be taking a bunch of reps out here today against the Cleveland Browns. He's confirmed a lot of the things that not just myself, but I think a lot of people and JJ himself needed to confirm. He's done that. And now he just has to, work through this process so that when his time does come, he's healthy, and he gets to, take the reins of this thing. We have not wasted a moment from a standpoint of what it's going to look like for his quarterback development plan, which, yes, it does get altered now, but it's still going to be something that we have a minute-to-minute feel for, maximizing who J.J. McCarthy is. And I could be confident in that because of who he is. And that's the reason why we selected him and made sure that we got him. Thank you, guys.